Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Your boys are back. The No Harm, No Foul daily show is here. Y'all thought it was over. Did y'all forget that we told y'all last episode that we was going to be going live at 8 p.m. sharp when Thursday night football was getting ready to kick off? Wayne, what's going on, good brother? How you doing, man?
What's good, baby, man? I'm over on the island somewhere, not the tropical islands, these East Coast, it's cold as hell type islands because people still out having a good time. So I'm over here working and things like that. But yeah, man, it's good to be here, man. I'm glad we're here. No harm, no foul. We got a preview show to get to, Mike. And, I don't know about you, but I just feel like the 49ers are going to dismantle, destroy, destruct. It's gonna be Monday Night Football is not gonna be pretty for the other team or the referees. I wouldn't be surprised if Brock Purdy throws the ball to their head, in some replacement stuff, yo. I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, the worst thing that happened to the Vikings this year is the fact that the Browns beat the 49ers and we lost the way that we did.
That's the key. It's not that the Browns beat us. It's because we lost the way we did.
Yeah. The 49ers, for the first time, didn't feel like the bullies during a game. And now it's all about self-reflection. Now it's all about these guys looking in the mirror and saying, no, I am that guy. I am that dude. I am that tough. I am that physical, And so they're going to take it out on the next thing in front of them. I'm feeling for these Vikings fans. Man, I see somebody putting the Vikings colors in here in the chat and everything. I see or those Laker colors. They look like Vikings colors to me right now because I'm just focusing that way. But Ken James comment over here.
I think those are Vikings colors. I
I
think he's a Vikings fan.
Well,
I think he knows. He already knows. They know. The bullies got punked. But they didn't get punked. I would say the bullies got punked far as being tricked. Remember that TV show Punked with Ashton Kutcher? They got punked in that kind of way.
Yeah. You ever have to deal with a bully at school? You think about how the bullies were and everybody was like, well, once you hit a bully, they kind of just chill.
Yeah.
How would you make this 49ers thing a bully scenario? If we were the bullies, how would you what would the story be right now?
I mean, technically,
because I don't think we got punched in the mouth and we just ran home and cried to tell mama.
No, we didn't. What happened was we got punked. Literally, they tricked us and we fell for it. And next thing you know, we end up being the ones losing the game. But the Niners usually bring the aggression. I think they were missing their number one aggressor, though. Fred Warner is the hype man, the leader, you know what I'm saying? But
the quarterback of the defense.
Yes. I don't think anyone plays with more aggression than Dre Greenlaw. Now, I mean, we do have the latest practice report. And so I could tell you, who didn't practice. But
well, now, before you do that, I know some people in the chat are thinking it. I got a couple text messages already. They want me to make sure that you're okay. Now, you don't need help over there. You're not locked in the closet. You don't need no help. Just wink if you need me to send the cavalry. I'm on my way, bro.
Listen, man, ain't nobody fucking with me. I mean, messing with me. I'm good.
All right, cool. All right, here we go. All right, let's go over this injury report from today. Let's see how everything looks. Go ahead and break it down for us, big dog.
All right, per Jennifer Lee Chan. Shout out to Jennifer Lee Chan. 49ers injury report. Pre-practice, Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Trent Williams, Dre Greenlaw, Aaron Brinks did not practice. Limited was Isaiah Oliver with a knee issue. And then full practice, who had the quad contusion, was safety George Odom. So that's your practice report.
I didn't hear Greenlaw's name mentioned at all.
I did. I said Greenlaw, Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Trent Williams, Dre Greenlaw, Aaron Brinks did not practice.
Oh, no. So both of the left side linemen were gone. Greenlaw was gone. Christian McCaffrey gone. That's trouble right there.
Well, I don't expect Trent Williams to practice basically all week. I'm not.
Oh wait, but today will be a Wednesday of a normal week.
Correct.
And this is normal. Okay.
So that's that veteran. Yeah, I don't expect him to practice. I don't even expect Christian McCaffrey to. I don't expect Debo to practice neither. And I think they'll let Greenlaw go until, you know what I'm saying? Until, I don't think he needs. Honestly, the only person that probably need to be out there practicing is Aaron Banks. Yo, did you know Aaron Banks is one of the lowest graded offensive linemen?
I did not know that. Why? What are they saying that he fails to do well?
I don't know. It was just interesting to see him graded like just low, like
Because
really low.
every time I see Aaron Banks, he holding it down. I see him getting.
Nah, not
I
every
see him
time.
getting some.
He got his ass whipped in that Cleveland Browns game pretty bad. It was a couple of games he didn't
I think
play well.
everybody did though. I think
They
everybody
definitely.
did.
Well,
Well, when you
I think the fact that Trent Williams couldn't anchor that line, like, and then it just affected everybody.
when you say that he's one of the lowest graded, did you mean based off of the last game, or you mean like league
No, I
wide?
mean
Or
like league wide. I mean like overall. I thought like they even had like Spencer Burford was graded higher.
yeah, no, I ain't buying that. I think they're curbing like, oh, he plays next to Trent Williams, so he's like they downplaying something that don't make any sense at all. I've seen Burford.
We've all seen Burford. We've all seen Aaron Banks. I just thought that was interesting. Like even Trent Williams is low. Like he's like 5. Like
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. It's cool. I mean, look, grading systems are what they are, and I'm not, it is what it is.
So what would you be worried about this practice list? Like if they don't practice on Saturday?
So there are certain names, like the very next practice that we have, I would like to see Greenlaw at least be limited, right? So you missed all of last week. They asked Kyle Shanahan at the pregame presser, is Greenlaw the type of player that can miss a whole week of practice and still play? And Kyle was like, yeah, absolutely. That's cool. I don't want to see him missing 2 full weeks of practice though. So I would like to see him at least get bumped up to a limited role at some point in time. I believe the last practice for the team is going to be Saturday, right? It'll
Yeah,
probably
because
be
they got
like
to travel Sunday and then they'll be there Monday.
right. So
I mean,
I'm
they'll be there
imagining,
Sunday.
yeah, I'm imagining they'll do like little like walkthrough type stuff on Sunday, but Saturday is going to be the big day.
That's why I said
That's
by Saturday.
Yeah, that's when I would start to get a little concerned. I think it's fair then, but depending on the name of the player, did you say Brock Purdy?
No, I definitely did not say Brock Purdy.
Okay, all right. He looking at me like, Mike, don't start no junk. All right, I was just
I definitely didn't say Brock.
all right. But no, man, I sincerely feel like we have I think we'll be okay because the names that are on that list aren't guys who are new to the system, except Christian McCaffrey is the newest guy to the system. And I think he knows this offense pretty well. I think he knows it pretty well.
I
So
mean,
I'm not really worried
Debo,
about
Trent, Greenlaw knows the defense. I don't care if Greenlaw don't practice. I just feel like if he good to go on Monday, let him play. Like that's a hammy. Like I don't even want to tweak it, work it. Let him go out there and see what happens. I think they'll try to get him to practice. McCaffrey with the oblique. I mean, as far as that the MRI thing came out today, right? And they talked a little bit about what the MRI was, but they didn't like reading that message was kind of weird to me. Did it like Ian Rappaport reported, Coach Kyle Shanahan tells reporters that Christian McCaffrey had an MRI that was encouraging and he considered CMC day to day with his oblique injury. But that's like, what the freak does that mean?
it was encouraging.
Yeah.
And he's
So
day
what's
to day.
okay? So I mean,
Encouraging means there was no damage that we didn't expect.
yeah, right.
Right? So
So
it's all
that
about
means
pain. It's all about pain
so
tolerance.
so the MRI that means there's no tears.
Right.
And
Right.
clearly the X-rays came back and there were no big broken bones.
Or fractures, right?
So I think I mean, you prefer them to be broken, but yeah, no fractures. So because fractures take longer to heal, like So this
especially
is
for a
good.
running back.
So he should play.
I would expect Christian McCaffrey to play. It's going to be about his level of pain and what he can take and what he can't take. And they have special pads. I'm sure this week the 49ers have 40 different type of pads. Rib guards. I'm sure they have 40 different kinds in there from all around the world. Seeing which ones he likes the best. He's the most mobile in and absorb the most pressure without giving up a lot of resistance. I'm sure that's what's going on over there.
All right, let's talk about like are these guys needed to beat this Vikings team? Let's go ahead and break down this Vikings team. Let's break down their offense, their defense. The Vikings are going to be without Marcus Davenport on defense. They're going to be without Justin Jefferson on offense. They don't necessarily have a particular great running game. I'll start with the offense and where they're ranked. Now, I will say that Kirk Cousins is gonna look to throw this damn ball.
Yeah, he is. He absolutely is. I think people have been kind of sleeping on Kirk this year. I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
Well, I know I got him in fantasy, and he's been consistent every week. So, all right. So here's where they are. They're ranked 12th overall in total offense. All right. They average about 338.7 yards per game.
Wow.
And I would expect they're ranked third, Mike, in passing. So that's funny, right? Because we just said that Kirk Cousins was going to come out here and throw this daggone ball. 263.7 yards per game in passing. And they're ranked third as far as rushing. I mean, they're damn near down.
They got to be 28, 29, something like that.
They're 30th. 78.8 yards.
How many?
78.8. That's how much we give up.
Yeah.
So for me, all right, because offensively, they struggle with running the ball ever since Dalvin Cook was not brought back, right? They can't seem to figure out how to run it. They don't have wide receivers where they kind of run the ball with. But what type of tricks? Because and the reason why I'm saying that is because when we played the Cleveland Browns, they weren't a very good rushing team due to the injury to Nick Chubb. They weren't even a very good screen team, and then they screened us to death. So, do you think that Minnesota, and they didn't screen us with just running backs? They got one of the top tight ends in the NFL, T.J. Hockenson. And if you watched how Cleveland was trying to utilize David Njoku, he had 2 touchdowns that were called back on penalties.
Mm-hmm.
Tight end screens. What do you think the Minnesota Vikings are going to try to do to kind of knock that 49ers defense out of whack?
I think you're going to see a combination of this Browns offensive game plan and that Rams offensive game plan. So I think you're going to see a lot of screens and a lot of little dink and dunks right across the middle. I really do think that it's going to be an extension of the run game, death by 1,000 cuts type of thing. I don't have a reason to think that they're going to all of a sudden become a running team against us. I know every time I say that, though, like those be the games, right? Like I remember years ago saying like, oh, Seattle's offensive line can't do this. They can't do that. Like they were giving up the most hits and sacks and blah, blah, blah. And the Niners went out there and couldn't lay a finger on them. Like it's just we don't do what we're supposed to do against teams in those situations. So they might have some success running the ball, but I don't think that's going to be part of their game plan. And so they're going to go away from it even when they shouldn't. And I think they're going to depend on their $83 million quarterback in Kirk Cousins. I think they're going to let him go out there and do what he's supposed to do. There is no more Justin Jefferson over there. You know what I mean? Like you said, they didn't bring back Dalvin Cook. Madison isn't doing what they wanted him to do. But these guys are still going to come out there and they're still going to play. Osborne is going to be the main receiver that they try to use. And he's got some shiftiness about him. He's got some decent size. They're gonna try to put him in advantageous positions, and they're gonna show the athleticism of that offensive line. I think they're gonna have those guys moving. They are terrible in pass protection, so I think that it's gonna be more about letting the ball get out of their hands really quickly. really quick and let us get down the field and see what we can do to help.
That's interesting because that is the game plan, but that's not Kirk Cousins' strength.
It don't have to be his strength for it to be the plan of
It
attack.
does. It does have to be his strength because he has to be accurate with those passes. You can get the ball out quick and be inaccurate. So like that's not his strength. His strength, drop back 5 steps, 7 steps, get the ball down the field, and that's probably why they look a lot different without Justin Jefferson in their lineup.
I just heard you say 10 steps, Lane. Like, you better stop, man.
5 steps for me eternally. You don't know nothing about Drew Hill. But now seriously, like I'm just thinking like, but like I said, just because that's not what we normally see Kirk Cousins do. I don't remember that being Matthew Stafford's strength until he played us either. Like, you know what I mean? But I would think that Matthew Stafford in the short game is a lot more accurate. He has better pass catchers. So
Right.
we'll see. I just feel like the Niners got to be prepared. And that for me though, like you look at the Cleveland Browns, they rushed for 160 yards on the 49ers. I mean, a lot of that was due to the simple fact that the way they were pushing like our linebackers back with the screens, and we just couldn't stop the screen plays. So then when we went to go run, if you couldn't tell it was a run or a screen, we were just like out of sync.
Right.
I'm really concerned about, I mean, all right, for the Niners defense, let's go through the Niners defense, right? Let's go through the defense.
Well, really quick, the Vikings, they're only putting up 3 touchdowns a game. I think that deserves to be mentioned.
3 touchdowns where though? In the air?
Well, just they're only putting up 21 points a game.
Really?
And
yes, 20. I got 22 and a half, but okay.
Oh, it's okay, so it's up to 22 and a half. I thought it was 21. My apologies. But like if that's the case, I think we need to be like a little bit honest with ourselves. We're going to be one of the better defenses that they've played so far. They're not going to be like some, juggernaut coming up against us. So
I don't know, Mike. I agree, like offensively, but neither was Cleveland, and they found a way to win. I mean, they scored their average. So like the Cleveland average was averaging 19 and a half, and they got 19. I'm not saying the Niners defense gives up 22 and a half points, but we gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like we can't even let them get close to that 22 like we did with Cleveland.
Right. No, but I don't that's what I'm trying to say. I don't think they do. Like their big game was against the Eagles, where they put up 28 points, and that was a new defensive coordinator in week 2. Like that was a short week. You know what I mean? Like it was I just don't think that's their norm. Then they got 24 points against the Chargers, and it just goes lower and lower. We went from 28, 24, 21 against the Panthers, 20 against the Chiefs, 19 against the Bears. Like they are trending in the opposite direction week after week after week after week. All of a sudden, we think they're gonna flip a switch and turn it on against us.
I don't think they flipped the switch, but if they keep the game relatively close defensively, like if we're not scoring what we normally average, that's the problem. And so like that's why I'm just saying like there's a possibility that if they come out with a different game plan to counter against everything that we do, that's what Cleveland did. Did Cleveland put out a blueprint on how to slow down that 49ers defense or to trick the 49ers defense?
I think it was less about the defense and more about the offense. And I think that should be our transition here, right? Like you said it just now. If we aren't scoring the way we're supposed to, you letting them hang around, those kind of things. That's when bad things happen. When you let bad teams or teams hang around that you should be putting away, you're leaving that window for error. And the Niners did that. The Niners did that last week. I just don't think that we should be chancing these guys hanging around and being able to come in and do something against us. We should be the better team. And if our offense isn't going 3 and out or turning the ball over or, first down penalties and stupid fumbles and all that, if we aren't doing those things, our offense is a time control type offense. Let the defense stay on the sideline, and our defense all of a sudden improves. they're twice as good as they are when our offense is rolling. And
And
I
I
think that's where we are.
and I agree with that. But my point is, shit happens. So like, if it happens, like you lean on that defense. Let's say the offense isn't clicking. Let's say Christian McCaffrey doesn't play, Deebo Samuel doesn't play, and now you're in. Let's say Trent Williams doesn't play. Let's say those three don't play. Do you think our offense is still going to be able to put up those 30+ points?
Yes.
I mean, all right, it should be, but we'll see. I think we'll see. It's a different game plan, different players executing.
Right. There's some different. They got some different kind of monsters on that defensive line. Also, no, I don't think that their line as a whole is as good as what we saw against Cleveland, but they've still got some good defensive linemen over there. They've got a respect. They got a linebacker that I think is respectable. I'm not going to speak for nobody else, but like we still have to respect them, but they still don't match up with Ayuk and Bell and Jennings.
None of the defenses to me in the league will match up with those guys. I'm just leaving things open for interpretation. I think the 49ers are the better team. I think they're the better team no matter who they play. And I think circumstances is kind of like what makes the team look a little off kilter, right? And we saw it for the very first time against a badass offense. Not badass meaning good. Their offense was terrible. And their offense came out with a third-string quarterback that played in the about to say the G League, but it's totally a different sport. That played in the XFL, that played for the Carolina Panthers, and all of a sudden, who looked terrible in that game. But if you let everybody else tell it, it was like he was lighting the Niners up, and we know that's not what happened. So all I'm saying is the Niners, for me, defensively, they got to be even better, just in case. In case. You know what I'm saying? The offense isn't clicking like it was. Just in case the offense took a small step back. Because you're going to play Kirk Cousins. And the one thing about Kirk Cousins is you can sack him 7 times in a row, and on the 8th time he'll throw a touchdown pass. It's weird. It's like the weirdest stuff I've ever seen in my entire life. And I think Kirk Cousins, at the end of the day, I think he wants to be a 49er. He's going to be auditioning for Kyle Shanahan some way, somehow. And I just feel like he's going to put out his best film.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that. I just feel that's what we're going to get from Kirk Cousins. Best film.
Yeah. No, you never know. You never know. And hopefully this isn't one of those games where Kyle feels bad for his guy on the other side of the field. Like, I want no mercy.
He's got to go. He's got to go. Yeah. Like, at that point, like, yeah. Let's talk about the 49ers offense, because we are going to transition into that. Damn, time be flying. And so you were right. You said something to me that there's not a DB in the league that can hold Brandon Ayuk. Like, literally. Like, he's almost always open. And sometimes, like, I think he's too open. Like, to where the quarterback may miss him because he's too open. You know what I'm saying? If Brandon Ayuk in this game, I think they blitz more with their secondary than they will actually be able to cover the 49ers. So that's one of my issues, because I think the blitzing is going to go up from their defense. You know what I'm saying? How will the 49ers look to attack this offense with the run blitzes, with the safety blitzes and Harrison Smith and all those guys?
I think the Niners have to just be sound, right? Like, it sounds like a cop-out, but I don't think it matters where the blitzes are coming from. I don't think it matters if it's linebackers, if it's safety, if it's a nickel corner. Like, I don't think any of it matters, because Kyle will tell you that he has blitz beaters built into every single play. It's really all about not panicking, identifying where it's coming from, and throwing the ball over where you're supposed to throw it to. That's going to fall on the shoulders of our quarterback. He's got a tough one ahead of him here. This is his first time coming back after a loss. He hasn't experienced it before. I know people are going to say, "Oh, the NFC Championship game and all that." He didn't finish that game. Like, that's not counting for me, right? This is his first time having to answer after a loss, and that's where the real test is going to be. Teams blitz us. I don't think he's going to get blitzed any more in this game than he did in that Dolphins game. his first game time action. You know what I'm saying? Where the Dolphins just went.
They actually have a higher blitz rate than the Giants, and the Giants blitzed really heavy. Brock was able to adjust to it because of the blitz beaters. But what if some of those blitz beaters don't play in this game?
Well, the blitz beaters aren't the names; it's the position of where they are on the field, and that's what's cool about it, right? Like it's the way the play is designed. It's not about, oh, like this guy is your hot or that guy is your hot. It's when pressure's coming from this way, that's where you go with it. If they send extra off of that side of the line, you go here with the ball. It's not about the individual that's there. It's just that's just how the plays are designed.
I get it, but there's different levels of those players running those blitz beaters. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, and I got to refer to the past game, and I know people probably tired of hearing us talk about the Cleveland game, but I'm sure there were blitz beaters in that game on some of those plays as well. But for some reason, there were different players running those blitz beaters. So I think,
and an example of that is when Mason wafted on the extra lineman coming in and didn't pick him up. So I understand what you're saying.
So like, you know, players, you know, certain there's levels to the blitz beaters. And I think yes, you're right that the plays are designed to have that in there, the hot routes, all that good stuff. But my thing is, you need the competence from the player. Like even on that screen, and it's not a blitz beater, but on that screen where they ran into each other, I mean, maybe Ray, that was a weird throw too, but maybe it just, I don't know. I just think it was a miscommunication and, you know, boom, 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 things happen. So I think the 49ers offense will do just fine. They got to figure out, like my number one thing is to just find a way to neutralize, all right, Danielle Hunter. Like figure it out. Find a way, take him out of this game some way, which they don't have a problem, Mike. They don't struggle against the edge.
Nope.
Right?
They don't.
So
they
who
don't.
on that defense might surprise us from the interior? Because I can tell you right now, I did not have that cat from the Browns being a force on Sunday. I didn't even know his name till Sunday.
And that's kind of, that's kind of the problem. It's like, where does it come from? It's never the star pass rusher that gives the Niners a hard time, except in week 1 where my man just flipped the switch and had like 3 sacks out of like 5
TJ Watt,
plays.
he literally flipped the switch though, like literally.
But I mean, Harrison Phillips ain't going to do it. I think he's a little too heavy to generate that kind of pressure. And they run a 3-4. So it's not
pretty
going to
well
be
against a 3-4. Yeah.
Right. DJ, what's his name? I can't even say his last name. Wonrum? Oh, DJ Wonham. Maybe.
Name.
He's got 2 sacks on the season. He's got 2 sacks on the season, and then their other defensive end, I'm sorry, is Dean Lowry, spelled like Mike Lowry. Okay, and he's got 1 tackle on the season. Like I don't think it's going to be him. Maybe Wonham's the guy. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not going to come off the edge, like you said. I don't think it's going to be Danielle Hunter. One of them's coming off of the other line, off the other side. So I don't know. It's Danielle Hunter on one side, one of them on the other side. Jonathan Bullard doesn't have any sacks. He's a defensive end. I don't know where it's coming from. I have no idea where it's coming from. Well, but I do know one thing about these guys. They use a lot of safeties.
That's what I'm saying, and they blitz a lot.
Yes.
That's my point.
Yes, like safeties lead their team in tackles. They use these guys all over the field. They're not afraid to mix it up with the safeties. So we have to be a little bit more creative, and we just got to be confident. That's the thing, like confident and accurate with the ball placement. Like that's what we got to do. Get back to assignment type football. No hero ball. Let's go out there and just do our jobs, each man, and then we'll come out of here with a big dub. Final word.
I thought we could keep going for a few minutes. Look, Chris says, even without Greenlaw, this is the best defense that Kirk Cousins has faced. And also the D leading the league in interceptions. You said turnovers, but when you said turnovers, I was thinking interceptions. Are you laughing at
No. I said Jacksonville has the most turnovers.
Right, but that doesn't mean I was thinking interceptions. The Niners lead the league in interceptions.
Oh yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was laughing at Chris's.
So something about Mary, right?
Yeah.
I knew it. That's when she put the
baby batter.
baby batter inside. That's dope. I was gonna say hair gel, but that definitely wasn't it. Shampoo. But nah, so like, look, overall, Mike. Let's like, how much of a matchup will the Vikings be for a more well prepared? And I also think we're more prepared on the road. I just feel like we play a little different on the road, a little different moxie.
Yeah. I think the Vikings are going to be prepared. They got the extra day. And they like to scheme up blitzes and things like that. I think they're going to be well prepared. It's just a matter, like, we've played really well prepared teams before. Like, I can't use them as an example because they suck right now, right? But I think the Giants were well prepared for the 49ers. I think they had a game plan, and I think they stuck to their game plan. It just wasn't a good one against the 49ers. They were well prepared. They knew what they were going to get, and they tried it. Just that one didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Los Angeles was well prepared for the 49ers, and they went out and they tried it, but that didn't work. It was a close one. Made it look like it was a one-score game, right? Like, it was a close one, but that didn't work. And then there was Cleveland, which I think that while Cleveland was prepared, when you go back and you look at that all 22, they left a lot of shit out there for us to take, and we just didn't take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't take advantage of it, and so yes, technically it worked for Cleveland, but the truth is that shouldn't have worked for Cleveland either. We play against well-prepared teams.
I don't think Cleveland was prepared. I think they listen, and there's nothing wrong with what I'm about to say. They capitalized off our weaknesses, and that's what they did. They saw injuries, and then it was blood in the water, and they blitzed a lot. I don't think people talk about how much Cleveland blitzed. They were filling in those gaps with them run blitzes, man. And they did everything in their possibility to take away the run. That's why I keep saying, and I know Minnesota's defense isn't that good, but this is a copycat league, and I wouldn't be surprised if they try the same type of blueprint. They try it, at least try it until they get punched in the mouth. I guarantee you, the 49ers, instead of them having what's the blitz buster plays, they're gonna have punch you in the mouth plays. I just don't feel like the Niners are gonna. The Niners probably won't give up more than like 9 points in this game, bro. Like, I really like 9.
Come on. Let's just do it. Give me the final score prediction. Let's just hear it. Come on. It's early. We don't know the injury report. Subject to change.
It's gonna be 31-9.
Wow. 31-9, huh?
Kirk Cousins don't even get a TD.
Okay. I like it. I think the Niners. I think the Niners come back and try to keep the average back up over 34. I'm thinking like 37 to 40 points this game, honestly.
Yeah. I think they get to a cool 31, and then they kind of chillax and just let it ride out to get back home to play, the Cincy Bengals.
On the shorter week, yeah. Yeah, I like
Guys,
that.
put y'all score predictions in the chat, man. I'm going to pop some of these up. We got 35-17 from my man B. Chris is this 28-13. Look, I think I'm telling you, Mike. Look, I'm pointing out all the weaknesses because that's our job, right? I'm pointing out our weaknesses. I'm pointing out where we got to be better because that's all I care about. I can give two flying cares about the Minnesota Vikings.
Right.
The Niners got to be on their A game. They got to bring it and be on it, and they got to execute it. Don't just plan it, execute it. And subject is due to change. So be ready for a curveball.
How about this one? What's your biggest concern for the 49ers defense in this game? Because I have a little conspiracy theory that I can't prove for sure, but I think Dre Greenlaw misses the most tackles on the game that he returns from an injury. And that's my biggest concern. With Greenlaw returning, him missing tackles because he's aggressive
He can't. He's
And
not going to miss more than 10 tackles, Mike.
I agree.
And the team missed 10 tackles last week. Put
Yeah, but I
Greenlaw
mean,
broke ass out there, bro. That if he missed 5 and give me 5, it's a win-win for the 49ers, bro.
all right.
Wait, no, I'm not trying to deter you, but it's a win. It's a win-win. If you listen, we missed as many tackles in that game as Dre Greenlaw would have had. I guarantee you, Dre Greenlaw would have had 10 tackles.
Right.
His number is 8 to 11. That's where he averaging 8 to 11 tackles per game. So you may be right. What's going on, Big Papa? You may be right, but if he missed 5 and get to 10 and get me 5, I'll take it.
Okay. All right. Again, no chance the Vikings win this game, right? Like this is the one that you bet your whole mortgage on.
Nah. So here's the thing, right? Now people gonna go back and they're gonna watch my beginning of the season predictions, and I actually had the Niners losing this game. This was my first loss of the season for the San Francisco 49ers. First loss. But after getting their butts embarrassed on national TV, Niners will destroy this team in prime time. I guarantee it. I can guarantee it. Like Pepsi's a brand, I can guarantee it.
Okay. I pray to God you're right. I'm thinking about putting over $1,000 on this game.
Now I ain't telling you to do that shit. Now what I'm saying is just let the Niners. See, you just let the Niners win. Like, let them get back to where they belong. You know what I'm saying? Let them get back to where they belong in the win column. You know, and look,
if you take the money line, oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's minus 305. So like but it's only the Niners are only 2.5 point favorites.
I thought it was higher than that. I thought it was 7.
I'm looking at it right now. No. The spread is 7, which is like wait. Oh no, it opened at 2.5. Maybe I don't know what that means. It opened. Maybe at the beginning of the season it opened at 2.5. But it's up to 7 now. Right.
I did say pocket. I do guarantee it, but I ain't telling Mike to put no money on it. He ain't coming after me because the Niners got extra penalties or something and did something stupid in this game. That's another thing. For me, my only concern is the Niners cleaning up those silly mistakes, bro. 12 penalties is way too many, and being ranked 28th in the league with penalties, like that's ridiculous. So that's like the bottom of the list. That means there's only 4 other teams that got more penalties, and they might even be 29th. Like that's not cool.
Right.
Like not cool. And look,
that's not enough of a payout for me, man. I'm looking at the odds, bro. Like you bet $1,000, you only win $320. Like that's not enough. For me.
The math not math.
So I mean, that's what happens when a team is a favorite.
Oh, okay. One day I'm gonna get down there and we're gonna do it together so I can understand what the hell you're talking about.
Oh, you don't bet?
Nah.
Oh yes, yeah. Oh, I got to get you to because okay, yeah. I would love to. Okay.
But Mike, we clean up those penalties, bro. We Gucci.
No, absolutely.
That's another thing. Every time the Niners have a bad penalty game, they play really good, sound-free football. Like they play
following week, right?
The following week, Mike.
Right. We had a 12 penalty game. Was it earlier this year or last year? And we came back with literally half the amount. Literally half the amount. So like that's how good teams respond to bad situations.
Yes, sir.
And that's what we are. That's what we are.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Ready to wrap it up, man?
Let's do it, baby.
All right, man. I hope you get to enjoy some of this Thursday night football.
That's right. It's on Prime. I'm about to go to it right now.
It's on right now, yeah. Guys, that's gonna do it for us today. We hope you guys enjoyed it. We went an extra 10 minutes just for y'all, man. Wayne locked in the closet, but he's gonna be okay. I think somebody
in the closet.
Somebody just got killed on the Jaguars team, bro. Like his own man just laid him out while he was trying to fair catch the ball.
Wow.
This young man still has not moved yet. All right, but no team is safe when the Niners are on the prowl. I'm Mike.
I'm
It's Wayne.
Wayne Breezy.
And this is No Harm, No Foul. We'll see y'all soon. Peace.